Hey everyone, this is Dean with DCA Crypto. Got your weekly crypto YouTuber update, so I'd appreciate if you subscribe to my channel, smash that like button, and let's jump into it. Alright, this week we're going to be covering some videos that I think are great videos that you guys should take a look at and watch if you choose to watch them. I'm going to leave the links in the description below, so let's jump into it here. Alright, the first video is by Altcoin Daily, and they're talking about BlackRock playing chess with the crypto markets right now and why they think that, BlackRock would be doing that possibly here. So I'm going to play a quick clip of this, and I'll give you kind of my take on it.
The SEC has to approve, deny, or delay VanEck's application for a spot Ethereum ETF by May 23rd. That's the drop dead date. So what's going to happen?
The first deadline for the Ethereum spot ETF is next week. This is the VanEck, ARK Invest, and Hashdex ETF applications. Experts are saying it will most likely get rejected.
Let's talk with Rick Edelman. He's the head of the Digital Asset Council of Financial Professionals, former head of Edelman Financial Engines, the biggest RIA in the country at the time. Rick, May 23rd, drop dead date. Approve, deny, or delay?
Deny.
Deny.
Yeah, there's no question. I would be astonished if the SEC said yes at this point. We're looking at traffic between the SEC and VanEck, and typically as you approach a deadline, if they're intending to approve, there's a lot of email, a lot of meetings back and forth as they hone in on the application, get all the T's and I's the way they want them. That's not happening. There's relatively low.
That's good. So that's the tell. Crickets from the SEC means bad news.
It just means they're not ready yet. They're busy with other things. They're going to kick the can. They have an opportunity to delay this decision, and they're going to do it probably until the end of the year.
There is still hope later this year, especially in August with Fidelity and BlackRock. BlackRock has a 99% success rating with their ETF applications.
So basically, they think that, this coming few days here is the deadline for one of the spot ETFs with the SEC. They're probably going to deny it. I think they're basing it like a 97% chance that they're going to deny the ETF right now. But there's a date, I think it's August 7th, it said down here that BlackRock could get approval on theirs, and BlackRock has been approved for like 99% of their ETFs. They've only been denied once for one ETF. So the chances of it getting approved on the BlackRock time period is very, very high. So we'll have to see about that and what happens. If it gets approved in August, that would coincide with the bullish time frame for the fall and winter coming up here. So we'll have to see what happens with it. I think, likely by the end of the year, there's a good chance of getting it approved, but it kind of sounds like right now it's going to get denied. But other people have another opinion of that, which I covered in my video, I think yesterday or day before, or some people think that the odds are actually higher than what people are thinking of it getting approved sooner. So we'll have to see here. The next video here I got is by Crypto John, and he's got some interesting and good information in this video on basically what you might want to think about doing once you're taking out your profits in crypto, and what you're going to invest it in, what you're going to do to keep your funds safe so you don't spend it, and just kind of get an idea ahead of time of what you plan on doing on the way up in the market and when everything is all said and done in this bull run. So I'll play a clip of this.
What's up, guys? In today's video, I want to talk about some missing ingredients to making a lot of money in crypto, but also being prepared for what that actually entails. I feel like a lot of us are kind of waiting, pretty much all of us, for altcoin season, want to make all that money, become financially free. Maybe some of you want to also leave your jobs, go on vacations. But I said it before, failing to prepare is preparing to fail. In this case, if you make a lot of money, you have to be disciplined and prepared for this money. I forget what the stats are, but I know many lottery winners who win a lot of money. I'm talking like millions of dollars, in some cases $1 billion or more. They go bankrupt in less than 10 years because they don't have this emotional control, finance maturity, and the discipline to understand what that means to hold that kind of money. And so this morning I was researching for the last, 5 hours. That's why I didn't go live today. I've been setting myself up to make a lot of money. I've been looking at ways to reinvest after this cycle.
So this is some good advice, and I've covered this on my channel several times. And to think about what you want to do with your funds if you do well in this bull run and you're successful, and to make sure also that you're taking your profits out on the way up and don't wait for any crazy numbers to start taking profits out. You definitely want to leave a good portion in, and this is not financial advice, guys. This is just what I'm doing personally. You definitely want to leave a good portion in case we keep going higher later on once we get going here in this bull run, and hopefully we go into a big bull run like we always have in the past. Things are pointing that direction right now, so it's a good sign. But you just want to make sure, I've taken out some profits already. I had one of my coins do like a 40x at launch on the project, and I took a bunch of those profits on the coins that I had at the time, and I put that aside in my savings account, and then I reinvested a good chunk of it also into other coins. So there's different things that you can do, but as we get later in this bull market, I'm not going to be reinvesting into coins. I'm going to be reinvesting into other investments outside of crypto, because when this bull market ends, things are going to likely dump down to lows again, and if you're not taking your profits out and getting them out of the market, you could be in trouble later on when we get that big correction at the end of this bull cycle. And those of you who think we're just going to keep going up forever, the chances of that happening are very slim, and you're going to be very, very sorry if you just keep putting funds into the market later on and we get a big crash and you could have taken profits out of the market and set them aside. So just be careful what you're doing, but that's up to you and what you want to do with your investment. I'm just sharing with you what I would do, but this is some good advice to give you some pointers here on some different things to think about with your funds. And I've talked this over in my Discord, and we kind of had a discussion about this, and we're going to have an ongoing discussion about this on what we want to do with our funds once we have funds taken out from this bull market and have some pretty big profits from it. So check out this video from Crypto John here. I'll leave the link for this in the description. I'm going to play a quick clip from this video here. This is from Risk Reversal Media. I'm not really familiar with this channel, but I always love a good Michael Saylor video. And this is an interview that he did with, I think it's Guy from NBC or ABC, something like that. And it's something that, is some good advice to get you thinking about the power of Bitcoin and what Bitcoin actually is and why it's going to continue to appreciate in value over time and why he's so bullish on it here.
Currently, MicroStrategy has 214,400 Bitcoin on the balance sheet. I think the average price is a tad over $35,000 a coin. I think currently you have over 1% of all Bitcoins out there. Where can that go to? I mean, I know you have a vision for this. I mean, where do you see, does that number go from 1% to 10%? Does that number go from, 214,000 Bitcoin to 5 million? Like, how does your mind work? Or is the answer simply, as long as the market allows you to do what you've been doing, you're just going to continue to implement?
We'll keep adding, right? I mean, we'll keep adding Bitcoin. It's like asking, if you were asking, a real estate developer in the middle of New York City, oh, you own like 8 blocks of New York City.
When do you stop? Right.
When do you stop? They said, well, we're going to buy the 9th block here when we can put together the financing, and then the 10th. And if you said, well, when are you going to divest from New York City? The answer is, if you talk to New Yorkers, there's nowhere better than New York City. So they're going to keep building. And when they can't build out, they're going to build up, right? And, it's like, well, I wanted to buy another 18 blocks, but I can't. So I rezoned the blocks I own, and I'm going to replace a 20-story building with a 100-story building. And there's Hudson Yards for you, or whatever it might be. MicroStrategy is going to keep developing its Bitcoin position. And it's going to get exponentially harder, right? This last week, you saw Block announce that they're going to start buying Bitcoin every month. You've seen accretion of Bitcoin by a lot of Bitcoin miners. A lot of them are actually not selling as much Bitcoin as they're mining now. I think you're going to see more Bitcoin miners buying more. I think you're going to see more Bitcoin exchanges buying more. I think you see the existing ETFs accumulating, but now we're up to 22 spot ETFs in the world, and they're all in a marketing war with each other. And so they're going to go harder. So I think, and at some point you're going to see other these Russell 1000 companies, right? Which one of them wants to crawl out of their zombie state? It's like you're just waiting for someone to decide they want the money. So I think that when they do that, they drive up the price of Bitcoin, and I have to chase it. My first Bitcoins were below 10,000.
So I'm not gonna. I love listening to him, and it gets even better from here. But you guys can check this video out. It's a pretty long interview with Michael Saylor. It's like 43 minutes long, but it's a great interview, and I love listening to him and his theories on Bitcoin and what Bitcoin actually is, the value of Bitcoin, why it's so valuable and important for the world. So check this video out, and again, that's by Risk Reversal Media. But basically, they're going to continue adding Bitcoin to their balance sheet with MicroStrategy. And you guys all know that Michael Saylor is one of the biggest Bitcoin maxis out there, but he's got a good reason for it. And he's got some really good explanation as to why he's so confident in Bitcoin and so bullish on it, with it being such a scarce asset and everything that you can do with it that you can't do with other investments like properties. You can't just move them anywhere you want. You're limited on moving them. You can't bring them anywhere, bring them everywhere with you if you do want to move somewhere, and so on. And if there's an issue, like let's say you have a property in New York, and all of a sudden the local government makes it so it's not profitable for your business to be there, that you've invested millions or billions of dollars into, and all of a sudden you now have to close your doors and move your business somewhere else, and all that expense that goes with it. And you have all this investment in this business here, and now the environment is so uncomfortable for your business that you need to leave. Well, they can't really do that with Bitcoin. If they make it uncomfortable somewhere where you're living with Bitcoin, you can move anywhere and take Bitcoin with you, and it doesn't cost you anything to bring your Bitcoin with you. So he's got some really good theories on the power of Bitcoin and its value. So check this video out here. I think it's really interesting. The next video here is by Peter from House of Crypto. This is an interesting video. He thinks that we're going to go into an alt season really soon here, and I think that is possible. I don't know how soon though. He's kind of making it sound, this video, like he thinks it's going to happen here within the next few weeks, I believe. And you can watch this whole video and get more information on this. But I'm going to give you my opinion on this at the end of this. I do think that we're going to head into an alt season, and it's going to be massive here pretty soon. But how soon is the question here. So I'll play a quick clip of this, and then I'll give you my comments on that as well.
But this Bitcoin chart aligned perfectly with a pattern that occurs over and over again. And remember, I told you that this Wyckoff pattern was basically designed to shake people out of the market, to shake out the newbies, to make them panic, to make them sell their crypto, to push the price down to a point at which the big money accumulates. And when you look at the comments down below on that video that I made the other day, where you had guys being like, I'm not bullish anymore, I'm thinking of selling it all and taking a break from this. And then I see, I'll never buy crypto again, I'm finished. And then people being like, oh, all the YouTubers are ultra bullish, this is a time to get bearish. Guys, all the YouTubers are bullish because most of them have been around in the last bull market, and we understand exactly when times like this, and you see all the fear and stuff in the comments coming out, is exactly the time at which we turn around. We literally did it perfectly. There was loads of news circulating that this is going to happen with the Fed and that's going to happen with the Fed, and then ultimately one day happens and then everyone changes and flips bullish. So we can look into the Bitcoin chart right now, and you can see that this breakout has taken place. Now, if you compare it with this Wyckoff accumulation, you'll see that we are now running up to the LPS section. This LPS section means that potentially in the next day or so, we could see some form of a little bit of a pullback. But remember, it's only going to be a little bit of a pullback. We can see that we're already starting to do it right here. We will likely run back in towards this zone somewhere around here, around 64K. If we still stay above 64K, I still remain incredibly bullish. And I do think that that means we're then going to see continuation. And what catalyst have we got for that? Well, in 9 hours from now, which is probably, just around the time of this video going live, and hopefully maybe I'll make it live before that, is that we're going to see the Fed basically update us on interest rates. Now, why the market pumped yesterday is because basically the Fed said that inflation had come down, which is a bit of a shock. Inflation coming down means that interest rates could well come down. If the Fed decrease interest rate, then we are literally blowing beyond all-time highs before you can even anticipate it. Not only that, you couple this with the coinglass.com liquidation heat map, and you can see there is a couple of zones up here. The first one sitting at around 67k, the next one sitting at 72k, that will add fuel to the fire. So as the price moves up through these zones, it's going to suddenly throw Bitcoin much higher, and all these little dummies who've been panic selling over the last couple of weeks will be absolutely hating life, okay?
So he's pretty convinced that we're going to keep going up from here, and I do think that is likely. It's just a matter of how soon is that going to happen. That we're going to keep kind of going sideways and maybe down a little bit into June and July, and then take off in August. You know, I'm kind of seeing maybe that scenario play out, but I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball here. He's kind of making it sound like he thinks that could happen sooner, or at least the dip sooner, which is a possibility. You know, this video was from 3 days ago by the time this video comes out. So we'll have to see where the prices are at in the next few days or week here, and see if we get a bit of a correction. But like he was saying, as long as it's staying above 64,000, he's staying bullish on it. And my personal opinion is, even if we got down to the low 50,000s, I'm still bullish, because I think that would still be a healthy correction for Bitcoin before we take off into the main bull run. So either way, as long as we're above that 50,000 level, I'm still bullish on Bitcoin. And you know, but if you look at the charts right now, we're above the 20 and 50-day EMA on the daily. If we get below that, then we could start turning bearish again. So maybe we'll go up a little bit and touch off from that 20 or 50-day EMA and take off from there. We'll have to see what happens here over the next few days. But we'll jump into the alt season index right now. We're currently only at a 37 here. So this is low. We have to get up above 75 to get into alt season. So we're nowhere near alt season right now. And we could easily come back down in this red zone before we take off again and come into an alt season here. This is, you know, back in January where we had this alt season peak here. So we'll have to see what happens. We had another one back in September of 2022. But, you know, we'll have to see what happens here with this alt season. I don't think we're near it yet. And we got some, you know, maybe some more pain in the market before we take off into an alt season. We'll have to see what happens here with it. But check out these videos, guys. I think there's some great videos and some good information in there for you to watch for this week. I try to cover this weekly on my channel as much as I can with it, unless I got something else that I need to cover on Sundays. I try to do these on Sunday to give you something to look forward to for the next few days. I appreciate it, guys. That's pretty much what I got for this video. If you're not subscribed, hit that like button. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you want to check out my Discord or Telegram, the links for those will be in the description below. The Telegram is absolutely free, and the Discord is through Patreon. That's only $14.99 a month. And through that, you know, I share all my trades immediately and stuff in the Discord with the community. And I also can help you guys get into some of these investments early before they launch. I can point you in the right direction for that if you're in the Discord as well. So I appreciate it, guys. We'll see you on the next video.
Tell me what you want.